Token Saving Skills, the ozempic of AI agents, claiming to save you up to 95% of your token usage. People have been stockpiling these token saving skills like toilet paper during COVID. Except there's one problem. Some of these claims seem too good to be true. So for the next 24 hours, I'll be turning into a detective, testing these claims and putting them to the test to answer the question, what is the best token saving skill? And we're starting with no other than the holy grail of token saving skills. Of course, I'm talking about the caveman skill. Claiming up to 75% in token savings, a Reddit user by the name of Fatty mentioned the skill 4 months ago and it has gone crazy. 95,000 GitHub stars. If you haven't heard about this skill before, then you are probably a caveman living under a rock. The skill essentially teaches Claude to talk, well, like a caveman, cutting out unnecessary words to supposedly cut token usage. Here you can see the before and after, 69 tokens down to just 19 tokens. So let's test it out. Over here, I have 2 Claude agents. You can see on the left-hand side, we have the caveman skill. On the right-hand side, we do not. This is our vanilla Claude. And I'm gonna give both of these agents the exact same task. So here is the prompt. Dura is an undocumented duration library, document it. And the deliverables are basically a bunch of writing tasks with a couple of rules. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this and boom, they're both off. Now to measure everything, I've created this dashboard where you're gonna be able to see the input tokens, output tokens, how much time it takes, how much it's gonna cost. So I'm gonna let these run and I'll see you in a bit.
A few moments later.
All right, we're roughly 13 minutes in and Caveman is actually currently losing. So it'll be interesting to see the final result.
Right, the results are in. Over here, you can see both have completed the task. They both look pretty stock standard, nothing special. Both got the task completed. I might even argue that Caveman actually did a slightly better job. You can see when I go inside of these folders, it writes down a subtitle list for me to scroll through, where in vanilla Claude it actually doesn't. And what's also really interesting is how little Caveman wrote compared to vanilla. There's a clear night and day difference between these two. So let's have a look at the dashboard. Boom! Caveman saved a whopping 41% in tokens. And I wanted to measure the output tokens as well, since that is actually what the caveman skill specializes in. It specializes in reducing your output token usage. It ends up to about $2 saved in API token usage. So I'm gonna be putting caveman on my bat belt. 41% in savings is no joke. If you thought that was crazy, I need to talk to you about PX Pipe. Claiming to cut your AI bill by up to 70%, it basically takes a screenshot of all the text your agent needs to read and sends that instead. Because Claude charges text based on how much it reads, but images are mainly charged by their size, not how many words are inside them. This guy tested it out himself and he turned 92,000 tokens into just 4,700 using this skill. So let's put it to the test. So here is the prompt. At 3:14 UTC, this service started dropping orders. Find the root cause and write a findings.md. Boom, they are off. I'm gonna let them run and I'll see you in a bit.
If you're enjoying the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe and let me know if you want to see a part 2.
All right, both have completed the task. Now, if you wanted to know what it looked like when converted into an image, you can see right here, it squishes it down into this compact image and Claude reads this whole thing pixel by pixel. So you're meant to save tokens. Let's have a look at the dashboard and damn, it costs 31% more than vanilla Claude. Now at this point, I was confused and I suspected that PX Pipe didn't perform as well as it could have because the code base wasn't big enough to justify using the skill. So I decided to run the task again, this time with much more text files for PX Pipe to extract. All right, so I reran the tests on top of the previous test results and I made the database a lot bigger. You can see the PX Pipe agent had to extract 2 full PNGs worth of text and guess what? The results are still the same. Damn, that wasn't really what I was expecting, to be honest. A 30% increase in token usage. Well, I hope the next skill is better, because Anthropic literally wrote a 50-page article on this one, claiming a 64% reduction in token costs while maintaining 96% of the output quality. What they did is they used Fable to orchestrate multiple Sonnet agents, and today we're going to do something slightly different, because Peter Steinberg literally says to do it, but use Codex instead of Sonnet. And everyone knows Peter Steinberg is the GOAT.
Gang, gang.
So we're going to be using Ansh Nanda's technique, where he's claiming a whopping 90% reduction in token usage. All we need to do is add this to the Claude.md and install this skill that is literally called Use Codex. So we're getting Fable 5 to use Codex instead of Sonnet to orchestrate its tasks. Now for the task, I'm going to give it this tweet idea where Fable was able to recreate the drawing of the Mona Lisa. I think this is pretty cool. So let's see how Fable 5 does when it's orchestrating a bunch of GPT 5.6 Luna models. I'm going to go ahead and send this prompt, and I'll see you in a bit. So I decided to run this one on the terminal this time around, and you can see right here, I'll delegate this to Codex per the project's delegation policy. The Codex subagent is running in the background, building the file. Super excited for this one. It's actually so weird to work like this, because on the right-hand side, you can see Fable doing all this work, and then on the left-hand side, it almost looks like Fable's doing nothing.
A few moments later.
All right, the results are in. Before I show you their outputs, I need to show you the difference in tokens, because this is ridiculous. There is an 80% saving when using the orchestration method. That is ridiculous. We only used $1.22 compared to Fable's $6.29. Now, none of that's going to matter if the output is shit. So let's have a look at the output. Okay, we have Codex here. Interesting. Okay, it's coming along. No, what do you mean? That is not the Mona Lisa. That is not the Mona Lisa at all. What the hell? That's actually hilarious. All right, let's have a look at Fable. All right, interesting proportions. Whoa, the hell? Yeah, look. Neither of these are amazing. Let's put them side by side. Neither of these are amazing, but if I had to pick, it's definitely Fables that is slightly better. Oh my god. Okay, I will say, considering that there is an 80% reduction in tokens, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an iteration, and let's see if Codex can iterate and make a better version than Fable and still cost less than $6.29. Guys, I really went the extra mile here. After the second iteration, I still thought there was room for improvement and there was a little bit of wiggle room. So I let it do a final third revision, and here are the results. Yeah, damn, that took ages, man. I was so bored. 53 minutes. And now we're only sitting at a 7.1% reduction in cost. Let's see if it actually did anything or not. Okay, all right, okay. It's looking promising. It's looking, ooh, okay. This is looking good. It's looking good. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is. But, I mean, damn, looks more like a dude. But if we're comparing it to Fable, I mean, shit. I actually think it is better than Fables. Like, the proportions are nicer, the strokes look a bit better. Now, is it worth spending an extra 30-40 minutes? For me, honestly, not really. Now, the claim was 90%, and he kind of wasn't wrong. However, when you actually look side by side at the results, in order to get Fable quality or better, you end up only getting 7.1%, and you have to spend way longer for the output to finish. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment if you want me to do a part 2 and let me know which skill I should test. And check out this video right here if you never want to hit your token usage again.